right, welcome everyone. We are the three Borrochos. I am Aaron. We got Mike. We also have Gabe. Hey, we are a group of guys that wanted to get together, drink some fucking amazing beer, talk about it, and start a show. So that's just as simple as that. We got a little bit of talking to do, beer sharing to do. We also want to promote some local breweries as well along the way. We're based out of Hampton Roads, so we're going to make some road trips, spread some Three Borrachos love to the rest of Virginia, outside of Virginia. But we're probably going to be doing most of our talking, about beers across the country, not just in Virginia. So it's kind of what the show is about. We are going to go around and just share some intros about ourselves. I'm going to kick it off to Gabe. Just tell us about who you are.
Yep. Thank you, Aaron. Hello, everybody. Gabe here. I'm originally from Iowa. Did 26 years in the military, retired here in Virginia. I'm a diehard Iowa State fan, if you can't tell. And fortunately, a Mets fan as well. So, just happy to be here. Looking forward to doing this. Our friends and family have been trying to get us to do this for like 3-4 months now. And we finally just broke down and said, hey, let's try it out and see what we can do. See if we enjoy it and have some fun with it and share some experiences we've all learned from doing different things. So that's about it.
Hey, y'all, it's your buddy Mike here. And like these other guys, I'm a military kid also. I spent 26 years in, retired a couple of years back, and now taking our spare time to, have some good beers, visit places, see what's going on, and hopefully trying to share that with you. You're going to find out that all three of us are avid baseball fans, and my curse is being a Reds fan. I also have some deep-seated roots in Pittsburgh, so I am a Steelers fan and a Pens fan as well. And then, of course, a Notre Dame fan by the grace of God. So there is that also. A blessing and a curse. But, love to get out, check out new places, drink new beers, try to bring in whatever beer we can from around, and then share it with you guys. So.
And I'm Aaron. I am from Pennsylvania. I spread my love across the state for sports, so I'm a Phillies fan, a Penn State fan, and a Steelers fan. I am currently still in the military, 14 years in, based here in Hampton Roads. That's who we are. Let's see, what's our first topic? We're going to do some weekly beers, right?
Yeah.
What have we been drinking all week long?
Yeah.
Gabe?
So this summer I was actually lucky enough. My wife is from North Dakota, so we did a cross-country road trip from Virginia to North Dakota and got to stop at a couple breweries. And luckily, as we were driving on our way to Cleveland area, ran into just wife's driving. I'm looking at Untapped. Came across this place called Ill Will. And they make some magic.
It changed your life.
Changed my life.
Crazy good.
Crazy good. So we ended up stopping on the way back through there. And we got some connections, and we got some of the Taylor Swift birthday releases.
The Eras Tour?
The Eras Tour, sorry. Yeah, release. So drank the Mean by Ill Will. It's a spicy pineapple sour, phenomenal heat on it like crazy. Lots of pineapple pulp.
That pineapple was absolutely over the top.
Yep.
And then the back half just kicked you right in the face.
Yeah.
It's an amazing combo. Yeah.
Yep. Pineapple, love pineapple. So it was all about that. And then Picture to Burn. I had that one earlier. I was actually trying to drink them down because it's got like a Best Buy drink date. So I've been trying to meet that and not have them sit in the fridge and drink them fresh. So that one is
I think that was yesterday.
Packed full of pistachio.
Yeah. I think the Best Buy.
Yeah, the 15th actually.
Okay.
But they're both phenomenal. Super thick boys. Pour them in the glass. You got to shake them out. It's like a milkshake. Feels like you dump them in your beer glass, and you could deliver them to your friend upside down like they do at Dairy Queen. But very good, very solid beers, lots of flavor. Really enjoyed those.
So I got the pleasure of a couple West Coast hazy triple dry hop IPAs.
Wow.
The first one got out of North Park, the double mosaic robot fighter, super, super good. Of course, triple dry hop, incredibly smooth, great hop blend. Everything's all Citra mosaic type stuff. But yeah, that was really good. And then also had the water balloon street fighter from Monkish, another triple dry hop.
Monkish magic.
Yeah, and so that one was super good. Big on the grapefruit kick. But yeah, those are probably the big hitters for me this week. So
Cool. I'll share a couple. Let's see. So I'll start off with the best beer I've had this week, which was the Freak Folk Beer Melted Double IPA. I just started drinking Freak Folk like in the past month, and dude, I rated it a 5 on Untapped. I thought it was great. It was super smooth. Like, I think it had Citra, Galaxy, and Mosaic. Crazy good. So I'll be buying theirs as soon as I find more of them. And then Clag Brewery. Yeah, I think. Are you drinking it? Yeah, the long duck dong. Hilarious. But super smooth. I think it's just a single IPA. But yeah, it was another banger for me. All right. Go ahead.
So what is this sip beer you got there, Gabe?
Actually, yeah, Aaron was just talking about it. So I got the long duck dong from Clag. It's actually pretty much a driver's license from Ohio. But yeah, it's very good, very smooth, 7% IPA. Clag just makes some magic. In Sandusky, was able to stop there as well on the way to North Dakota. So that was really cool. Their spot's super dope because they have an Asian restaurant attached to it. Huge bar, lots of guest taps. Highly suggest folks go visit that place because that place was super cool. Like, I didn't get to stay long. Wife and the kids were sitting in the car, ran in, grabbed some brews, and rolled out. But really cool joint.
So today I'm drinking this one from Treehouse, Treasures of the Deep. It's Treehouse is one of my favorites. Like, double American IPA, super good, really smooth. And like I said, usually I always have some Treehouse in the fridge. It's really easy to go after and grab one of those because they're always top notch.
I don't have much left of mine because I fucking spilled it all over the table right before the show. However, I don't even know what I was drinking. Oh, yeah. Other half, all Citra everything.
Yeah.
A standard, a classic, super good. Man, I'm pretty pissed I spilt it, but
That's
it's all good.
Dumping an $8 beer on the felt of the table.
Yeah, it's
right out the gate.
It's a tragedy. I know. I'll do better next time. But yeah, one of my favorites. Got this from Earlybirds, one of the bottle shops here in local. Love those guys. All Citra everything. Obviously, one hop wonder, Citra. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I'll go ahead and finish it here. But I'll let Mike tell us about Untapped and Instagram.
Okay, so we got the IG up and running, Three Borrochos show. So take a look at that. We're going to be posting all of our beers there. Anytime we go out on field trips to check out new places and new adventures, try to meet up with people, you'll see everything there as well. So I will kind of caution you because there will be a lot of beers being tagged because it's not just one person, but it'll typically be about 3 beers a day. And so, you'll see different backdrops, whatever, right? But it should be a wide variety of beer. So, a little bit of warning, we all are kind of hazy guys, but we do drink a fair share of sours. Anytime we can get, a good imperial stout, things like that. So you should see a decent variety there. So.
Hell yeah.
And that's one of our goals with the show as well is, we're going to get outside because we know people are going to be taking, jumping off their normal train of drinking what they normally drink. We'll do the same. Like Mike said, we're big into the hazies, pastry sours, smoothie sours, really good stouts. But anything outside of those, I mean, other than Oktoberfest during the Oktoberfest season, which we
Pumpkin
love
beers.
us some Oktoberfest
Pumpkin
beers.
beers.
Yeah, no pumpkin beers. Sorry, Earl.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we want to look to is also, expanding our beer palettes as well. So hopefully y'all are doing the same.
And I'll say, if you want to come on the show and talk about the beer that you like, if it's not a hazy, and you want to talk about how much hazies suck or whatever, come on out. Like, we'll have
Pilsners and lagers.
we'll have you on the
welcome
show. Yeah, 100%. Like, come on out. We'll get you on the show. Do a little bit of talking, a little bit of interviewing. We plan to do that anyways, going to different breweries and interviews with brewers and getting the science of the beer, because God knows we are not smart at all when it comes to stuff like this. We enjoy drinking, but
We know it tastes good.
yeah. Let's talk about last weekend. Two big kind of events. Well, one of them was this weekend, but we still went up and checked it out. 1700, they did their 3rd anniversary party last weekend. Camo party. We all got dressed and whatever camo we could find laying around. Gabe, what was your, I guess, favorite part, or
So
what do you remember about it?
Yeah, I mean, 1700 is, I would say, probably our home brewery where we go to. It's a very, very small brewery, veteran owned. It's here in Newport News, Virginia. So they've got a lot of, it's just surrounded with a lot of veterans in the bar. The brewers, Kevin, Twan, and Billy, they're all veterans. Their spouses, it's kind of like a family and friends family type brewery. And they really put on, like, for a really small brewery, small batch brews.
Yeah.
They make some really good beers and make some magic happen in that small brew lab that they have. But yeah, I mean, I think my favorite part about the weekend is just sitting and talking, with the crew, and just celebrating with them, like making it 3 years, especially in the area which we live. I mean, it's hard not to throw a rock and not hit a brewery around here. And they stick to their game. They've got a plan and they stick to it, and they don't, they're not going to put bad beers out. And they do a damn good job. Super friendly, personable. Just love going in there. When you walk in there, they're smiling, happy to see you. So one of my favorite breweries, and it was really fun to just celebrate with them. They're essentially their 3rd birthday. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and they had that chocolate cake stout.
Oh yeah,
that just came out, right?
Yeah.
So,
freaking Thin Mint.
Yeah. So, and the good thing about these guys is that they have such a wide variety of beers, and it's not just onesie twosies or whatever, right? It'll be multiple of every kind of style, right? So if you want a sour or a lager or an IPA or stout, whatever,
Yep.
right?
Seltzers for the ladies, if they don't like beer, they got seltzers and all kinds of flavoring.
And they also have those like frozen drinks, whatever. There's some non-alcoholic ones that have now, whatever. Right? So I think they do offer a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
and their menu turns over regularly. You're not stuck sitting there drinking, the same beer over and over. So
good food trucks, good music.
Yeah. Good atmosphere for sure. What about you, man?
1700. What do we have there? So I had the Merlin, I think it was called. Just a single IPA, smooth, great. It was a good time. I met my buddy there. It was his last week in Hampton Roads. Bogey, I'm glad he came out and visited us. He's a friend of the crew. Said farewell to him and just had a good time. I mean, talking with the owners, like it was just family. Like every time we go in there, they know our names. They greet us. It's just a great place to be.
And we're just Joe Schmoes walking off the street. We just like drinking beer, and they know us and recognize us, and it's cool.
Yeah. Well, we also hit up Coastal, right? So Coastal Fermentory, another brewery down in Newport News, big down around the shipyards. But they just opened that new place, right? And so now they have a Coastal Uptown.
Yep.
Right. And so I think their grand opening was yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were able to go down for the soft opening last weekend. Great venue. They had a acoustic guitarist in there. It was pretty good.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah, they got glizzies.
Yeah, that guy was jamming.
Right? So,
oh yeah, I mean,
so you want to eat and grab a glizzy?
dude, they got a glizzy menu.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like whatever you can dream about putting on a glizzy, maybe some stuff that you've never dreamt about putting on a glizzy. They got it on there on the menu, so it was pretty interesting. And they got once again a full scale menu too. I mean, lots of hazies. That's their magic. But
that IPA list is pretty intense. I mean, you could get, I don't know, like probably 2 flights of all the different hazies. So
I think they had 6 or 8 hazies on tap. Yeah.
And they do collabs with other local breweries, which is cool.
Yeah. But they also make, I mean, they make more than just hazies, right? So
Big Woods, they had Big Woods
right?
lager.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
100%. So if you're in the area, go check them out. We'll be, again, traveling to other places. So we'll be promoting as we go. Let's see. What do we got? You want to talk about what's on our tables?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you want to? Gabe, how about you start us off?
Well, I have nothing on my table. Aaron gave me this silly bell, the annoying bell that to get the attention of someone. But no, my table item or my item of the week, we'll call it. We'll be doing this every week is the plan, to kind of share something and with a memory, because most of it, all of it's going to have something to do with beer or a memory that we have. So mine is my trusty drinking hat, my Iowa State hat. Michael over here thinks it's comical because every time we go to a beer festival or go somewhere, it never fails. Iowa love comes out. We're not, as common as, people from Pittsburgh or PA,
It happened at Lids yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see a guy wearing an Iowa State hat every day.
Random hat.
Yeah. So when we see each other, we make it known. Like we have to reach out to each other because it's like, hey man, you from Iowa? Yeah, man. And it's just a thing. But happened to us 2 years ago at Snallygaster. We were pretty lit at this point because we got VIP tickets walking around Snally. They let the regular ticket folks in, and what was it? It was probably an hour and a half or 2 hours into that, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we got in at noon. General Pop got in at 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would say it's probably closer to 4.
Yeah. And the whole group of people from Iowa, like I'm talking a crowd, like, and we all just started hugging each other, and everybody, Mike and Aaron are like sitting there like, what in the hell
All right, we're out.
is going on? This is weird stuff.
Like, are they related? Like, what just happened here?
So I always try to wear my Iowa State hat when I go drinking. It's my wife's tried to throw this hat away more times than I can count, but it's not going anywhere as long as I got a say in it. So, but that's my item that I wanted to share with everybody. If you see me with an Iowa State hat, it's probably me. So.
Mike, what about you? What do you got?
No, so I just got the beer fund, right? Because, these beers aren't cheap, right? So, and especially with we do a lot of proxy stuff. Locally, we all like to swing by Earlybirds Bottle Shop. Great group of dudes out there, great selection of beer. I also do wine if, people who like to have wine, whatever, right?
If you got to talk your wife into going to the beer shop with you.
So that's an easy way, right? It's an easy hook.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're going to go over there and, okay, I'll see what they got. But, always need the beer fund to get filled up, and it always is rather empty. So I've just had this for a while. It's always been kind of a running joke sitting on the kegerator.
Yeah.
And kind of an influence to anybody who wants to come over and drink for free, just, slip some money in there. So, that's okay.
Then I got my Penn State helmet. Been a Penn State fan my whole life. Family, we're diehard. We're 30 minutes away from Happy Valley. So close this year. Had to lose to someone else's team, unfortunately. But hey, we made the playoffs. Whatever.
That was a rough game.
It was a good game.
It was fun. It was fun as an innocent bystander to watch these two sit on the edge of their chairs and
I mean,
watch one person cuss out Riley Leonard on a repeated basis.
right,
And
yeah.
Aaron's not much of a trash talker, so he was just sitting back watching it play out. But it was fun watching old Mike over here.
Man,
Gasp every time Riley Leonard pulled the ball back. But
and that was stressful. That was stressful.
It was, and that's why when the Mets and the Phillies were in the playoffs, like
Yep.
we didn't get
didn't
together.
talk.
Oh, yeah, I
We
love
didn't
that.
talk.
Yeah, I could sit back and keep texting
Yeah,
on every
Yeah.
single play, but yeah.
we'll see if we keep doing that. But the one thing, I have not been to an actual Penn State game yet. I almost pulled the trigger this year when they were playing Boise State. It was a little too cold for my family to go, so we did not do. But I think this year I'm definitely going to try to make that happen. So
yeah, we need to make that run, stay up on a weekend and hit some
absolutely.
brews.
So the other one is we need to hit Virginia Tech tonight,
Yeah.
so we can do
Night
Enter
game,
Sandman.
Enter Sandman. Yeah. Experience those.
Plus, I mean, we could hit like Devil's Backbone and stuff like that when we're out there.
Absolutely.
But like just different ideas.
On the way, we could even go if we're going up there to Fourscore in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Super good sours.
Yep.
All right, shall we get into the beer sharing? Yeah, let's crack some brews. We're gonna try some here. We each brought our own. And we're gonna try each one. Tell you what we think, and then we're going to put it all on what we're calling the banger board for 2005. We're gonna keep it updated for you each show. But this week's will go on next week's show, so stay tuned. But let's start off with Gabe. What did you bring to the table today?
All right. So I'm going to say and ask for forgiveness if I mispronounce this, but I'm sure if any of y'all out there know how to properly pronounce this, please let me know. But this is Krampus from Clag. Pretty awesome can art. Got old Krampus there, Santa suit, eating some pho, drinking a hazy boy with some Christmas trees and old fireplace. So I've had this in the fridge for a couple weeks, waiting for a special moment. And I thought, hey, first show of the three Borrochos. This might be I think this is the time to crack it. Once again, it's another Clag beer out of Sandusky, so 9% double IPA. So let me crack this bad boy open, and Mike and Aaron.
9% on a double IPA. That's kind of like towards the top because
it's actually classified as an imperial
okay
double, so it's pushing the almost close to the triple area there. So in the ABV side of the house. So
spoiler alert, I have had this.
Same,
and I'll tell you, this is a treasure because, this is a great brew.
Yeah, so if you look, definitely got some orange juice vibes to it.
It's light,
very light, creamy looking. Honestly, when I see these, very excited to taste them because more than likely I'm going to dig it because it's that perfect.
Cheers,
brothers.
All right, let's try it.
It has a great mouthfeel to it. Again, big citrus on this one. I don't think it does have a hot punch to it.
Yeah.
And you can, that 9% does kick in. But I don't think it's whiny at all.
No, it doesn't have a burn at all.
No. It's smooth.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a real good. I think I gave this one like a 4.75 or a 5 on Untapped. So
yeah, and just for everybody's situational awareness, like we're pretty picky about our 5s. We don't hand a 5 out very often. So when we hit a 5, it's usually something. It's something.
Yeah,
so.
It was probably 4.75, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, anything over 4,
it's
4 is a damn good beer.
Like that hops. It's almost like danky at the end.
Yep.
Like it's got that bite.
Yeah, it gets it like the back sides of your tongue.
Yeah, I think the first sip, the mouth feels like it's not as creamy as some of the other ones, but it's kind of like thinner. But I think like overall, the sweetness and the bitterness like is a pretty good great balance.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's kind of amazing about this beer, in beers like this, when they can hide the 9% ABV so well, like this thing will get you in trouble if you're not paying attention to what you're drinking. The 9%
Yeah.
can sneak up on you pretty quick.
Yeah, this isn't sit around and drink a 4-pack of these.
No.
I mean, you could.
Well,
Don't get me wrong.
you
could.
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
It's not like we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, you could punch your ticket to the moon off of this one pretty quick.
Absolutely.
All right, Mike, what you got hiding behind there?
All right, so for today, I have one of the 12 releases so Adroit released a 12-pack of one of my favorite Hasbro toys, and like a tip of the cap to G.I. Joe, right? And so this one's Renegade. It's modeled after the figure of Firefly. This whole 12-pack series was based off of Cobra and like the Crimson Guard. But yeah, so I saw this instantly, nostalgia hit and thought, okay, that looks super cool. And then come to find out that all 12 of these are triple IPAs. And so super excited about this one.
Such a cool concept, though. Like doing a whole G.I. Joe series. Like, I don't think I've seen that. Yeah.
And they started it quite a while ago, releasing it in individual cans. I think the first one I got was like from a beer ordering service in Japan when I was stationed in Japan, and being able to get it. I don't remember. They've got so many different ones from that series. And different brews. So,
so I would say it's not quite as
I thought you were cheersing.
the orangey. Oh, sorry. No, I'm just trying to show off the
I just want to
beer,
drink it so bad.
but not quite as orange juice looking as necessarily the other beers. But Adroit does kick out lots of a whole bunch of good beer every year. And so
another Virginia beer too.
All right, cheers.
Or a Virginia beer. I shouldn't say another one, but.
Does it say what kind of hops is in there?
So it's got Citra and Mosaic in it.
Interesting.
And so like the whole 12-pack is really loaded with Citra. And then they blend in, different hops, whatever. This one is supposed to have a kind of a mango hint to a little bit of a lime kick.
Yeah. I can get the lime.
The lime is there for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But so I mean, like
what's the ABV on this one?
12-ounce can.
I think they're all 10.
10%. Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but 12-ounce can. The whole thing comes as a 12-pack. The box has got all the labels on the backside and the standard G.I. Joe type of cards that talks about the character. But
so cool.
They all talk about all the individual beers. So I had to grab it, couldn't pass it up. And again, another beer we got from our buddies over at the Earlybirds Bottle Shop.
Shameless plug. To go see our boys
3 times in
great
a show.
People.
I mean, it's a third,
great people.
They're
kind of hillbillies, but they're good.
So anyway, but if you do come across this, it is limited quantities. So I will say, if you do come across this, I think it's well worth the investment on a 12-pack.
The 10%, like there's no boozy in here. Like it's I don't know if it's smooth, but I don't think it's very boozy.
It's not as smooth as the Clag.
No.
But it's not to me, when I think of triples, I think of whiny.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's there.
No. But that lime is definitely there.
And I kind of dig the lime and mango type. The mango is very, very faint, but
it is. Yeah.
You can definitely tell it's got some kind of, the Citra is popping in it. So
that lime is definitely there.
Yeah. It's kind of intriguing though too, because it's not like you usually. I mean, maybe I'm just not thinking of any right now, but like that lime flavor, like I don't really find it very often in
no,
it's been a while.
IPAs.
I think it's been a while. Yeah.
Every time I think of lime, it doesn't. IPAs don't come to mind, especially not a triple.
Right.
You think of lime, you think of a lot of Mexican lagers or whatever, right? But this to me is, and it's hard to do lime. It really is.
Yeah, it's overpowering flavor palette. Yeah.
So I mean, it's subtle, it's there, but I think it's pretty good. So now, one thing we did forget to do though, was kind of rate them, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah.
So,
you want to wait? You want to keep it for the end?
You want to keep it for the end,
or do you want to go as we go?
It doesn't matter to me. I think I'll just go ahead and give mine. That's my bad. I was excited and
Yeah.
forgot to rate it, but which is crazy because I usually am taking pictures and trying to get my stuff together for Untapped before I even take a sip of my beer. But I would say I agree with you, Mike. I think it's definitely a 4.75 area. I think if it had a little bit more body to it, I probably would have rated it a 5. Like if it had just a little bit more, you know, depth to the, I think it would have been a 5. But I mean, phenomenal beer. I mean, 4.75. That's a banger beer for me.
Heck yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
You gave it a 4.75?
I did, yeah.
Okay. I think it's tough. 4.75. I could agree with it. I'd probably give it a 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah. So, but I mean, 2 out of 3. I think that wins.
Yeah. So this, I mean, obviously, if we're checking in 3 beers a week, you're going to see 3 beers going into the banger board, right? So, when you uncork this on the first week and it goes 4.75, I mean, instantly there's going to be some tight competition there between all the beers that we're going to have for this year, right? So it'll be interesting. So I think it absolutely deserves to be there. So
all right. Yeah. What would you give the Android?
Yeah.
I actually like the lime in it. Like it was really good. The Adroit did a real good job with it. I mean, the only downside to honestly to that one, in my opinion, 12-ounce can instead of 16-ounce can. That has nothing to do with flavor profile. I'm just saying when I pour a pint, I want a pint.
Give us that extra 4 ounces.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
But I understand 12 16 ounces versus 12 ounces. I get it. The beer's great, refreshing. Definitely for a triple. It doesn't have a triple vibe to it. It's very good, but it's not overpowering like you would imagine a triple to be, at least in my imagination. So I think it's got the lime, but it kind of overpowers a little bit. I think probably 4.25 for me, right around that range, 4.25. It wasn't like anything other than the lime that just really jumped out. Great beer, probably a really good beer on the lake or barbecuing, good beer.
I would agree with that. Yeah. What do you think? What would you give it?
I was thinking the same thing. It's probably about a 4.25 for me. Yeah. I mean, I like the lime. It caught me off guard at first. I was expecting something else. But I still think it's good. It's smooth. And the reason I'm not giving it a 4 is just because it is smooth, and just for, being a triple.
And I think that's a great point.
Deserves to be up there, yeah.
Right. So if this was a double, right, I would probably give it a 4. Right. Mm-hmm. Has a decent flavor profile, but the fact that it's a triple, without really
knowing it's a triple,
Yeah. So I would agree. I think it is a 4.25.
Cool. All right, my turn.
Yeah, man.
All right, last one. So we got the Even More straight out of the Marshmallow Laboratory. So these are 2 breweries that I think go back in the Three Borrochos relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, it's Evil Twin Brewing out of New York, and it's in collab with Equilibrium Brewing out of also New York. But Equilibrium, when I first met y'all, this was our brewery.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was the bee's knees.
It was
the beers that they were kicking out at the time.
Yeah, we were infatuated with these guys. But basically,
if it came out, we were trying to get it.
100%.
Yeah.
It is another triple IPA. We're going to the moon tonight, boys. Okay, triple IPA with marshmallow hops, double dry hopped Citra. And obviously collaborated with Equilibrium. So if you know Evil Twin, they do a lot of Even More series. And if you know Equilibrium, they do a lot of laboratory series as well. So the name is catchy. We'll go ahead and pour it here.
And just for everybody's, and I don't know if you know this or not, Aaron, that's actually the Evil Twin version of it.
Yes.
There's also one that's brewed in Equilibrium, but that one was brewed at Evil Twin. So just for everybody's situational awareness, they got different labels on the cans. So
Evil Twin kicks out some good beers.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, Equilibrium does too, right? And so anytime you get a collab, between these guys. I mean, I think it's always kind of a gift, right? So
Hey, I didn't spill anything, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right,
It's been exactly 38 minutes since Aaron spilled something.
Wow. Wow.
good
Yeah.
golly.
Sweetness. So that marshmallow, it's there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
So it is sweet, and there is a big marshmallow punch there. So and it's hard to do marshmallow, but this is good.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is also, as Mike said about my beer, I'll say it about Aaron's beer. I had this the other night and was kind of blown away with it because I have found that when you put marshmallow in beer, unless it's a stout has a lot of abilities as a beer to hide a lot of things, right? In an IPA, not so much. It all kind of stands out. I think the marshmallow in this one is very well done because I've had it happen where I've bought a beer like, oh, marshmallow's gonna be delicious, and it tastes like one of those foam peanuts, like you're chewing on one of them things. You know what I mean?
So that happened to us last summer.
Yeah.
Right. So when and it was, and I'm not going to dog out that beer, but there was a couple beers that came in that did have a marshmallow kick to them, and they didn't hit right.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this is a great beer.
This was very surprising to me because I've had the equilibrium one, and it's been a couple years. Like when I tasted that one when it first came out, it was really probably one of the first marshmallow in the IPAs I've ever had, and it really had that funky marshmallow kind of kick to it. This one's pretty freaking smooth, man.
Well,
I mean,
EQ,
it's good.
EQ does a lot of their stuff. Like they do a lot of marshmallow stuff.
They do, yeah. So
But I think this is a great balance. The marshmallow is probably half of it. It's like 50% marshmallow, but the other half is still bitter enough and kind of IPA enough to make it like just a.
To me, it
great.
kind of makes it a little bit more silky on the palate, in my opinion, with the way the marshmallow is in it. It kind of like you still have the bitterness of the hops, but it kind of
remember
tempers it down a bit.
Triple.
Yeah,
it's a triple.
What's it? 10%.
10.2.
Yeah, 10.2.
So it's super easy to make an IPA by just throwing Citra in something, right? I mean, every IPA, well, not every, but a lot of IPAs are Citra.
In a lot of IPAs, we really love have Citra in it.
Yep. Well,
but it's like what else you do that makes it stand apart, right? Because I mean, there's IPAs and doubles, singles, doubles, triples, quads every once in a while that come out. You know what I mean? But it's what distinguishes it and separates it, right? Yeah. And I think that even when Equilibrium did an amazing job on making this one stand out.
Absolutely. So, I mean, if you think about it, man, if you walk down the aisle of Kroger and you get $1 for every IPA.
Could you imagine living in New York where like this is like distributed to? I don't know where it is, right? But is it on a grocery shelf? Because I mean, that's a whole lot better than what our Kroger
Well, no,
does.
I'm just saying that the amount of IPAs that are on the shelf across the board around, the United States, no matter where you live, like you get $1 for every different IPA that's on the shelf at a big grocery store with a big beer selection. You're going to have a fat pocket,
That's good. All right, boys. Well, I think that's the end of the show.
Well, we got to rate this one.
Yeah, we got to rate. Whoa. Pump the brakes, bro.
Okay.
All right. Hey, this is your beer. You start us off. What do you got?
Yeah.
Put you on point.
Okay. I mean, it's between a 4.5, 4.75 for me. I'd probably give it a 4.6, 4.7. Which way do I want to go? I'll probably stick with the 4.5 for now, I think. Yeah.
So I think that's a great point. Right. So on Untapped, everything's by the 0.25 rating, unless you are the, premier membership or whatever, in which case you can break it down by the 0.5. Right. Everything we do is on the quarter point scale. So I agree. I think it's on the upper half of 4.5, but below 4.75. So I think I would agree 4.5. I think I would.
Right. I don't remember what I rated this on Untapped. I think I want to say 4.75, but that was after I was wrenching on my car all freaking night.
You gotta get
And
that first beer.
I got,
You're
you know how it is, man. Like
You get
sometimes you
excited,
just
yeah.
get excited. Well, sometimes it's just like, you could put a bottle of piss water and it's might be a 3, you know what I mean? So, I think, this one is definitely a 4.5. I think I rated it a 4.75, but I think that goes along with like different days, different environments, different, we're
agree.
comparing it next to these, all these beers that we taste tonight are phenomenal. And I think, when you're comparing it next to some of the other ones, I think 4.5 is probably the right answer. I love the marshmallow and it's done very, very well. But I think 4.5 for me as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we got 4.25 for the Android, 4.5 for Evil Twin Equilibrium, and a 4.75 for the Clag brew.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
night of great beers, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
It's great.
So next week when we get the banger board out, we'll have Clag at the top, and then Evil Twin,
Yep.
and then Adroit. They're the first 3 beers on, so
Yep. And we'll compete. They'll compete weekly with whatever else we drink
Yeah.
and whatever gets pushed off by the end of the year.
yeah. So, and so when you guys are looking at everything, if you follow on Instagram, you're going to see a whole slew of beers. Those are all tagged on our own Untapped accounts. And so you won't see all of those beers on the banger board. We're just going to isolate the banger board to the beers that we share together.
Yep.
And we will do everything we can to try to, if we know that we're getting in something good or something that is generically, universally rated highly on Untapped, we'll try to share those with you guys as well. So, but no promises, because you could grab a beer that you think is just going to be stellar, and you pop a top, and then all of a sudden it tastes like dishwater.
Yep. It happens in brewing processes for sure.
Yeah.
It's got magic possibilities, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
True.
Just like life.
So,
All right. Now, are we ready to close the show?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us on Untapped. Follow us on Instagram. If you want to be part of the show, if you have questions or whatever, we have email. Everything's 3borrachoshow@gmail.com. And for those of you who don't know this, just remember, life is too short to drink bad beer.
100%.
We'll see you next time. Thanks.